Willie D. Live.
What's up, family? Let's talk about some uncivilized mutts. We got 4 of them this time. 4 uncivilized mutts who dragged an elderly man out of his car, or a car, and beat him to a pulp. The reason why I say his car or a car is because there's been multiple posts of the same video online with different titles. Some people say they beat him because he shot his shot at their mother, and some are saying that they beat him because he hopped inside of someone's car and wouldn't get out. I don't know what the truth is. The dude seemed very comfortable in the driver's seat, so I don't know what it is, but in any event, fam, that ain't, neither one of those is a reason to do something like that to anybody, let alone an elderly man. That man had to be at least 70-something years old. We can blame it on underlying social stressors, eroded community ties, even family. There's enough blame to go around. But ultimately, this boils down to self-accountability. That's right, I said it. The nasty word some of y'all just can't stand hearing. Accountability. See, let me tell you a little story. I was raised in an abusive household. At an early age, I went to jail. When I was in jail, I realized that I'm not going to be able to blame my upbringing on my actions. The judge didn't give a damn about my living situation. He did not consider any of that when he decided that he was going to deal with me and make me pay for my crimes. So I realized that it's on me. Yeah, I was dealt a really, really shitty hand. Yeah, it seemed like these adults around here, they don't care. Mama don't care. Seem like daddy don't care. Nobody really cares. Ain't nobody there to protect me. I gotta protect myself. I realized early on that it ain't gonna work. The excuses ain't gonna work. There used to be, back in the day, I think this was around maybe like late 80s, there was a shirt. It was fashionable to wear this shirt. It was an excuse shirt. They had it in various sports like basketball, football, any number of excuses that you can think of that a basketball player might have. So for example, they would have a picture of a dude wearing a shirt, a t-shirt with a shoe slipping off, and then on the back it'll say "I slipped." Right? You get it? A guy catching a football on a t-shirt, trying to catch a football, but the ball, he drops the ball, and and it says the ball was slippery. Stuff like that. So I realized that I'm not going to wear an excuse t-shirt. I'm taking excuses out of my life. Yeah, there are reasons for things happening. Yeah, I could come up with an excuse, but if I come up with an excuse, I don't have any incentive to change my behavior. For example, let's say I'm in a relationship. Well, let me back up on the relationship. Let's say I got a friend and my friend do me dirty. I'm mad at the friend, he did me dirty, and so I'm holding it against it. I'm mad, I can't even function because he did me so dirty. So I could say, him, he the reason why I don't have a car, or because he wrecked my car, this and that or whatever, right? Instead of me doing that, you know what I do? I say, you know what? I shouldn't have been messing with him in the first place. I shouldn't have loaned him my car in the first place. I knew he was irresponsible. I should not have done. I put it on me. I put the onus on me, so that I can have an incentive to change my behavior. Because if I put it on anybody else, then now it's on them. I'm waiting on them. It's all on them to change to make my situation better. Now I put it on me. A lot of these youngsters are putting it on other people, and their mentality is, well, if my mama didn't do this, or I come from a broken home, or nobody cares about me, so I don't care about anybody. But see, and if you want to have that mentality, youngster, you can have that mentality. You're well within your right to have that mentality. But if you use that mentality to hurt people, if you use that mentality to harm people, to do dirty, you're going to pay for it. I don't care how big and bad you think you are. They got handcuffs that will fit you. And even if you're so big that they can't put handcuffs around you, they'll figure out some kind of way to hog tie you and drag you into a jail cell. Think about the biggest and the baddest dude in the neighborhood, who everybody was scared of. When the police came, he quietly went to prison. He quietly went to jail. So they got a spot for you. I don't care how big and bad you think you are. It's so many big old dudes in prison. How did he get in there? And people came with them weapons. They came with their clique. And he bowed down like they do. These youngsters, they're not just out of control. They're on demon time. There's another situation where some youngsters jumped an elderly man in Houston, in Northeast Houston. The dude was damn near blind. They beat him with his own cane. This guy was 70 years old. They beat him with his own cane. They robbed him of $300. I think the man said he had $630, who a friend gave him, loaned him to pay his rent. The friend loaned him the money to pay his rent, and this is why he was fighting back so hard. They was trying to, take the cane from him, and they finally wrestled it from him, and they beat him with his own cane, and they robbed him. And then they was gone. Now one of them, you can clearly see his face. The other one had a mask on. Obviously, when they catch that one, they're gonna catch the other one, because the one who had the mask off, who didn't have a mask on, is gonna give the other one up, because that's the rules. You know what I'm saying? That's the street rules now. Like you snitch. You know what I'm saying? You get caught, you snitch. You don't get caught, you snitch. Because snitching is cool these days. So what the youngsters don't think about is their own grandparents, their own elderly parents. When they create a culture like that, when they say this is acceptable behavior, and then you have other copycat youngsters who want to do the same thing because they think that's cool. Now ain't nobody safe. Your mama ain't safe, your daddy ain't safe. Your aunts, uncles ain't safe. Your grandparents ain't safe. But I'll take it a step further. One of these days, if you keep waking up, youngster, you're going to be an elderly person. And it is going to be 100 times more dangerous for you to live in this society, because you created that atmosphere. Or at the very least, you was cool with it. You accepted it. You got buddies, friends who behave that way, and you didn't put a stop to it. You sat back and you thought you were special. As long as you wasn't doing it, you thought you was safe. But let me explain something to you. Just like when people see racism and they don't call it out, silence is consent. No more talk.